45 men have held the most powerful office on earth. 4 were assassinated. 1 was secretly paralyzed for years, and almost no one knew. 1's wife quietly ran the country after he collapsed. 1 gave a 2-hour speech in freezing rain and was dead within a month. And 1 handed away his lucky charms seconds before being shot. Behind every presidency, there is a story most people never learned in school. This is how they left. John Quincy Adams. The 6th president of the United States swam naked in the Potomac River every single morning. And when a female reporter found out, she sat on his clothes and refused to leave until he gave her an interview. William Henry Harrison. He gave the longest inauguration speech in U.S. history. Nearly 2 hours in freezing rain, no coat. 31 days later, he was dead. The longest speech, the shortest presidency. Coincidence? Zachary Taylor. The 12th U.S. president died suddenly after eating cherries and milk at a party. The story was so suspicious that in 1991, 141 years later, they dug up his body to test for poison. They never got a clear answer. James Buchanan was the only U.S. president who never married. He lived for years with another man, Senator William King. Andrew Jackson called them Aunt Fancy and Miss Nancy. Make of that what you will. Ulysses S. Grant was never actually named Ulysses. His real name was Hiram. A clerical error at West Point changed it, and he just went with it. The most famous general in American history was living under a fake name. Chester A. Arthur. Right before he died, President Chester Arthur gathered nearly all of his personal papers and letters and burned them, every single one. To this day, historians have almost nothing. What was he hiding? President McKinley always carried a red carnation. At a public event, he handed it to a little girl in the crowd and smiled. Seconds later, an assassin shot him. He never carried another one. Woodrow Wilson. After President Wilson's massive stroke in 1919, the White House announced he was resting. The truth? His wife Edith was secretly running the United States for over a year. The first female president, just never officially. Franklin D. Roosevelt, if Dr. was paralyzed from the waist down, and almost no one knew. Out of over 35,000 photos taken of him, fewer than 4 show him in a wheelchair. He fooled an entire nation for 12 years. John F. Kennedy, JFK, was the youngest elected president in U.S. history, a Pulitzer Prize-winning author, and the first Catholic president. He accomplished all of that before the age of 46, because that's when he was killed. Gerald Ford was never voted into office, not once. He became vice president when the last one resigned. Then he became president when Nixon resigned. He held the 2 highest offices in America without a single vote. George H.W. Bush, at just 20 years old, George H.W. Bush's plane was shot down over the Pacific Ocean. He floated alone in enemy waters until a U.S. submarine surfaced and pulled him out. That man later became President of the United States. Barack Obama won the Nobel Peace Prize just 9 months into his presidency. The committee later admitted they hoped it would shape his future actions, not reward his past ones. He hadn't done anything yet. That's either inspiring or insane.